Visiting the Talking Book and Braille Library today is Oregon author Dane Liu, author of Friends Are Friends Forever, and today's focus, Laolao's Dumplings. Laolao's Dumplings was the children's selection for 2024's Great Reads from Great Places here at the Oregon Center for the Book. Today, Dane Liu will sit down for an interview with us, and she will also personally record her book for the catalog. Now, let's get right to the interview.
When we announced your book as a Great Read selection in our newsletter, we received a lot of calls asking if it was in the catalog yet. What does it mean to you to know that readers with print impairments across the country will be able to read and enjoy your book?
Well, I think it's every author's dream to have their work shared as widely as possible, and to think that Laolao's Dumplings will be added to the Talking Book collection in this inclusive way of sharing it with more readers is just really, really exciting for me. When I do school visits, I often tell students that when I'm writing a story, the story belongs to me. And once that story is published and it's in the hands of the readers, it belongs to them. And I think the journey of a story is only complete once it is interpreted by the readers through their various perspectives and their different experiences. They bring a different interpretation to the table. And now with these new sets of readers, being able to access Laolao's Dumplings in this whole new way means that more interpretations will render this story alive. And that, for me, as the bookmaker, is just really such an honor.
Since many of our readers will be listening to this book, can you describe the illustrations for us? What was the process like working with the illustrator?
Well, I am so incredibly happy that I had the chance to collaborate with Xin Lu on this book. I think she created so much space for joy and humor in this story. Each spread, I think, has so many details that a reader can go back to again and again and discover something new. Some of my favorite spreads are the illustrations of the Chinatown scenes. And, one such detail is a girl sitting on the curb and she's enjoying a bowl of food with her chopsticks. And there's a pigeon, because this is a city life, right? This is a city scene. And there's a pigeon standing next to her, eyeing her food. And the expression on the girl's face is so authentic to that experience. And it really shows the bustle of the city life. I'm also saying all of this knowing that using the talking book, the reader may not have the visual available to them. And I wanted to talk about how Xin was inspired by the words in the text to then grow these pictures with her own imagination, right, independently. And so I think in the same vein, a user of the talking book can listen to the book and then let that be the springboard to their imagination, to their process of illustrating the world of Laolao's Dumplings on their own. It's a very similar experience to what the illustrator did, right? She used the text that's very spare and then grew this entire visual world of Laolao's Dumplings from inside Laolao's home to the Chinatown, to these delicious scenes of love and community. And the readers can do the same using the talking book. It's a very similar process of creating this visual world with the text.
Both of our Great Reads choices feature grandparents as central and treasured figures in a child's life. What do you think makes this type of relationship so unique?
I think if you were to ask my parents, they would tell you that being parents is amazing and being grandparents is even better. And I think that it speaks to this truth that when you're parents, of course you have special moments with your kids and you have special outings and you have these memorable experiences. At the same time, you also have the perfunctory daily activities of reminding your kids to brush their teeth well, taking them to the dentist. Hey, did you have your homework? And grandparents' relationship skips all that, right? It's always a honeymoon with your grandparents. It's always a special outing. And I think even when grandparents are more involved in their grandchildren's lives in this kind of perfunctory way, I think having done it once before allows them to have a degree of peace and understanding and wisdom that perhaps a parent might not have. And a child feels that, right? And I speak to that knowing that some of my favorite memories of my childhood had my grandparents in it, and my nanai especially, which is my paternal grandmother. And I see it now with my own kids, and how the relationship is so sacred between them and my parents and my husband's parents. There is just something magical about it, right? It's always a honeymoon.
Can you tell us what it means to be an Oregon author? Does living in Oregon bring something different or unexpected to your work?
Yeah, I think Oregon is a really nurturing place for a creative person. One of the reasons for that is this natural setting, the beauty of the wilderness and our availability to experience nature allows a deeper exploration of our inner selves and to explore something that is emotionally and intellectually deeper. Besides that, I think there's also the cultural encouragement to have a different definition of what success is. And to be able to experiment and take risks and embrace failure is the estuary for creativity. And I feel that. I feel that living here. I feel that working here. I feel that as a member of a community of bookmakers where we support each other and support each other's risk taking. Oregon has also been very generous in supporting their artists financially. So a couple of years ago, I received one of 2 Oregon Literary Career Fellowships, which supported me financially as a working artist. And last year, my debut for young readers, Friends Are Friends Forever, received an Oregon Book Award. And all of these, whether it is the nature, the culture, and the concrete support for artists, allow us to work, allow us to keep going. And so I feel really lucky to be an Oregon author.
Laolao's Dumplings is now available for download at a talking book library near you. Go check it out.